Hi, Olivia. I really like the way you put a lot of the ideas from the article into your own words. I'm really impressed with the way that you were able to interpret what was in that article. There's a couple grammatical things and a couple of places where I think that you could be even more specific. All of these little purple dots all over your paper are places that I'm going to talk to you about, and I'll write on your paper as we go. So the first thing, you see this first little purple dot here, whenever you write a paragraph, just remember you always, oh sorry, I'm going to change the color of my ink just so you know. Okay, here we go. Remember you always want to indent, so go ahead and indent that paragraph. Okay, so according to the study, you've started out with an introductory phrase. So according to the study, comma, being a bully does not help a kid's social status. The social status belongs to a kid, so we need an apostrophe before, between the D and the S. All right. One example. I like the way, so now I know that you're going to go into an example, but I don't know what your example is of. So for example, so you need to say something like, one example of a bully being unpopular is blank. So one example of, always say what the example is going to be of, what you're going to be proving, is when the bully has fake friends. The kids that hang out with the bully aren't his or her friends. Just a little typo there. And remember, you've got to put a period here, right? So the kids that hang out with the bully aren't really his or her friends. Capitalize. They just don't want to get beat up. I think the fake friends are just scared of the bully. And we want to stay, until your third example, you want to stay away from I and from your own opinions. We're really talking about the article, right? So maybe you could refer, in this sentence, you could refer to the article and talk about the study shows that most kids don't actually admire aggressive kids or bullies, right? And maybe refer specifically to the article. My next example, again, you don't want to refer to yourself, so don't say my. Figure out another way to say that. And instead of saying my next example without saying what the example is going to be, my next example of when being a bully doesn't help a kid's social status is when kids switch roles. If the bully switched roles, this means they might get picked on later. I think maybe you say when. Let's just work on rewording that sentence. I'm not exactly sure how you want it. Maybe, or because a bully often switches roles, or this illustrates, or because a bully. Let me pause and think about this a moment. All right, I'm back. I got an idea. Try something like, the fact that a bully and a victim constantly switch roles shows that a bully gets picked on later. This fact clearly states clearly shows, I think states because that fact's not really, a person states things. A fact can't really state things. This fact clearly illustrates, shows, demonstrates, take your pick. I'm going to write down shows, but you take your pick. This clearly shows that not all bullies are popular. Thirdly, my own experience. This sentence isn't actually a complete sentence. It's a fragment, so fix that. What I've experienced in this book, okay, you haven't experienced something in the book, you've experienced something while reading a book. So what I've experienced while reading this book called Bystander, remember you underlined it, which is great, but you forgot to capitalize it, is that the target switched roles a lot and that the victims can stand up to the bully, period. This means that they could all try to stop the bully, altogether. Okay, so This last part, really good. I like the way you referred to bystander. Maybe one extra sentence where you're tying this idea of what the kids did to social status. The fact that the kids all worked together to stop the bully shows that that bully's social status was actually quite low, right? So you just need to say that. Really good. Add some more examples from the article. Work on proofing for run-ons and fragments in further work, but nice work.